Hey, what's up? Welcome to a declutter, deep clean of my kitchen. We're gonna start with decluttering and then we're gonna deep clean. I actually just finished, but I didn't do my floors, so I'm gonna tag that on here really quick because I can't leave anything unfinished. But I'm so happy you're here. Give this video a huge thumbs up. If you are cleaning along with me today, let me know what you are cleaning. I am posting these videos throughout Vlogmas to hopefully inspire and motivate you in your own home. I love home content. I love kitchen stuff. I love cooking. I love cleaning. Anything to do with home content, sign me up, like I'm there. So for Vlogmas, I thought it would be really fun to include more home content. If you want an entire home channel of mine, I'll link my other channel down below. You can check that out. I haven't posted there in a while, but there's a lot of content there right now to get you motivated, to get you cleaning, to get you decluttering. Enough talk. We got a lot of work to do today. I hope you really enjoy this video. Let's go. Hey. Thank you so much for stopping in today. Here is a quick before of my kitchen. And you know what? From the outside, if you were to come into my house, this doesn't look so bad. I wouldn't allow you to come into my house if I had dirty dishes in my sink. Just kidding. I try to not be that bad about it. I can be a little bit anal, but we are really going to show you all the skeletons in my closet today. So starting out, I'm starting on the left side of my kitchen because that is the side that really needs the most work. What I like to do when I declutter is take everything out of each cabinet or drawer, wipe it down, look through the items, really pick out things that I know I haven't used, and then put everything back in. Because one, when I put it back in, it's going to be super tidy and organized because things get lived in, right? Like as you go week to week, you're not going to clean every cabinet, every drawer. Things get moved around. Like you have an ibuprofen bottle that has one single tablet left in it, which just totally made me laugh. I was like, okay, definitely time to declutter and organize. Another thing I really like to do is to make sure I have a pile of items that I know I can use and donate. And this day I didn't have too many things, but I was able to put a small box together, and I always like doing that as well. Another thing is I recycle all of my jars, and sometimes the lids get misplaced or they get tossed. So I went through this day and made sure that I had lids for all the jars. And anything that didn't have a lid, since my dishwasher was empty, I set aside, and that way if I came up with a lid later on while looking through everything, I could go ahead and use it for the jar. If not, it got recycled because there's really no purpose in me keeping them without a lid because I don't use them without a lid. I use them in my pantry to store little bits and bobs, but yeah, that was definitely another thing that needed done today. But as you can tell, this cabinet is looking so much better. This is kind of like where my husband keeps his supplements. We keep ibuprofen, we keep our coffee, our tea, recycled jars, vases and vases. I don't know what you say, honestly. Whichever of those, and our coffee stuff. So it's looking super good. You kind of saw the before. I was working with two cameras, and I'm realizing that my larger Canon doesn't do super good from far away. So I apologize in advance if some of these little clips are blurry. Just bear with me. And then I also decided to go ahead and decanter the Tums because that just looks so much better to me than that broken container that I think happened when we traveled that was in a plastic bag. So look how much better that looks. So beautiful. I also went the extra mile, wiped down the cabinet outside and inside. You didn't see that on that specific cabinet, but you're going to see it in the rest of them. This is a drawer that needs a lot of help. I think I shared this in a video not too long ago. It's like odds and ends. I feel like I have so many odds and ends drawers. Well, not so many. I have two. And I only use 2, 3, 4 of my drawers in my kitchen. My husband has taken 2 of them, and I told him this day when I was cleaning things out, I was like, listen, you have 2 of the drawers in the kitchen. I need those back. And he keeps them, like one we put our mail in each week because when we moved in, we really just didn't have that much stuff. And you know, things accumulate in the past year, but one he keeps his mail in, and then I'm not even sure what's in the other one, but I need those drawers back. This drawer was dirty. It's also like an odds and ends utensil drawer, but once I get my large drawer back from him, I feel like my utensil drawer will be set, and I'll get some different things to inlay for my drawers so everything will be much better. Above my microwave, there's actually nothing in it to start. So for 11 months, I've had nothing in this cabinet, which is not surprising if you know me in person because I don't really have that much stuff. I'm very minimal, but this is the day, guys. I'm putting something in that cabinet. Here is my spice and seasoning and like baking cabinet. I like to take this out
at least once a month, refill the seasonings. I personally like the glass jars. I have a lot of questions about that. People always say, like, it seems like a waste of time and effort to take the plastic seasoning bottles from the store and put them in the glass. I just personally like it. I like how it looks. I like how I can see it better. And not every single seasoning I have goes in those containers, but for the most part, that's where most of them go, and I just think it looks better. So personal preference, if you don't do that, that's totally fine. But I do like to do this once a month, wipe it down, refill my jars, and go through things that might be empty or got put back or things that, just to reorganize them. I think it just looks a lot better. And then it keeps things really efficient in my kitchen. This is one of the drawers / cabinets, that I use most often, which I know is shocking for me too. If you've been around my channel since I started it, I used to just have salt and garlic on hand, and I blame all of you. I blame all of you for these seasonings. Just kidding. I don't blame you. I appreciate you for suggesting, hey, why don't you try this seasoning with this, or why don't you try this with this? And now look what happened. I have an entire cabinet full, and this is like barely any compared to most people I know. This is not very many, but I do like having my traditional seasonings, like I said, in the glass containers, and some of the other seasonings are like not ones we use as often, but we do like having on hand. So here is an after. Again, it's just more efficient. Things are cleaned out and wiped down and decluttered as best as I want them to be. Moving on to the next cabinet. This one actually has a bunch of party supplies in it. And I have meant to move these to my pantry or the garage for about 2 months since we had a big party last. And I just shoved them up there when I was cleaning up for the party because there's nothing up there. But today's the day they are moving to the garage. Actually, I think I just moved them to my pantry, but I like keeping paper products on hand for parties, and I just think it makes things really simple and streamlined. And then as far as the cup process goes, I don't have that many cups, I feel like. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. I feel like I don't because I just can't function when I have too much stuff. It's like I don't know. I like things to be empty, I guess. So this cabinet will probably never be full in its entire life because I don't really know what to put in it. I mean, I could put probably some things for my pantry at the top. When I did my pantry makeover, that was someone's suggestion because I don't love my pantry. If you want to check out that video, you can pop over to my home channel and see what I did to my pantry. Overall, I think it worked out okay, but eventually I'll redo the shelves. This utensil drawer, I have this large drawer and one more. And like I said, my husband currently is the owner of the other drawer. But I'm getting that one back, okay? And I'll put probably more utensils in it as well. Baking supplies, I don't know. But again, I like to wipe down the drawers and wipe out the containers and put everything back. And then as far as decluttering for this drawer, I don't know where all of our silverware has gone. Our flatware, I have another set that I wanted to purchase, but I also have a hard time purchasing another set just because I want it. Aesthetically, I think it looks better. And so I have a hard time purchasing it when this set works just fine. But I do want to purchase like a gold set. I have one that I just like am in love with. But for some reason, we have like 20 small spoons and like 5 large spoons, and I'm tired of having so many small spoons. So I just said today's the day. I'm getting rid of half of them. We don't even use them. There's really no point in keeping them. And now tomorrow, we're probably going to need those 10 back. This is my pots and pan cabinet. Again, I like to wipe it down, put everything back. It just makes me feel so happy. And then, as the weeks go on, things will get moved around, but it's no big deal. And then the cabinet next to this one I didn't end up doing. It's kind of where my bakeware goes and my crock pot. I didn't end up doing that one because I actually did that one earlier this week, and it's kind of what set this up. Okay, I hate Tupperware. It's the bane of my existence. As you can tell, this needs help. I think I need to go to IKEA and get some organizational things. That doesn't even belong in here. That should go in the pantry. You'll see where I put the mixer in a little bit. But most of these containers are usually in my refrigerator. Usually when I go to the grocery store, I get all my produce containers out. The reason I don't have matching sets is because these are totally functional and we use them week to week. My husband has to bring plastic to work. He can't bring glass, so I haven't invested in glass, dishes, because plastic works just fine. Again, wiping it down. And then I think the best thing is just to go through and make sure everything has a lid and then to give everything a home. I think throughout the weeks as we are taking containers out and putting them back, we get lazy, right? Like, tell me I'm not the only one that Tupperware cabinet looks crazy. I think what I need to do, again, I don't like to buy things when I have things, but to get an entire matching set so everything stacks nicely and it streamlines, I think that's like my ultimate goal. So as things start to break down, I'm not repurchasing things. I found things that didn't have lids. I found things that didn't have containers and there was just a lid. And I always think, where does the container go? Or where does the lid go? Like, they all are coming back to my house. It's not like I'm just bringing a lid home from work. It's bizarre to me where they go. But anyways, I did like how this looked afterwards. Every time I redo this cabinet, I'm like pretty satisfied with it. But again, I think eventually as the containers start to break down, as they become mixed match and there's no containers, no lids, I'll get a whole matching set. And then hopefully that will kind of streamline the process. And these are like little, that, I don't even know what that is. That's a coffee thing. That little label needs removed. But these are like little ice things. We don't even use them. Okay, if we're being honest, those I would have decluttered months ago, but they're my husband's, and he's like, no, I want to keep those because you never know when I'll need a ball of ice. So I keep them. It's fine. And then I decided to put all my blender stuff up for my mini blender, which is one of my favorite kitchen items ever. Stay tuned because I am going to do like a favorite kitchen items. As someone who is like very minimal, I feel like this might be very helpful for anyone who is looking for items, but I keep that now up there. Okay, so we're finally putting something above the microwave. The mixer's going up there because it needed a home and there's a cabinet that had nothing in it. Okay, so these are my main cabinets I feel like we use all the time, and I feel pretty happy with these. This is like our dishes. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have matching stuff, and I'm okay with that. I like more eclectic. And then our cups, I mean, that we use all the time. I did just declutter all of this in July, so I feel like there wasn't much to go. These are the two cabinets, or excuse me, the two drawers that my husband has, and above the refrigerator. We just put those in for looks. We don't actually use them. All right, so these are all the things that I kind of pulled out that I don't really need to find a home for. And then the one last cabinet that we're doing is kind of my pots and pans, because I don't have a pots and pans drawer. I kind of wish I would have added one to my kitchen, and I can later on. I can definitely do that. And then I keep like my Vitamix, my extra coffee maker, because I switch every so often, my tea kettle, and what else do I keep down here? Oh, my food processor. And I do love these pull-out drawers. I think they're phenomenal for space, except for the fact that you have to put something small in the back so it can go under what is right now the height of my what do you call that? My shelf. Yeah, my shelf. So I can definitely move my shelf if I want to, but I keep everything as it is because it works well for me. But again, I think I'll eventually add a pot and pans drawer to my kitchen and a garbage drawer, which we've been talking about doing over the last couple months. So, and then, like I said, I did wipe down all of the cabinets. I might not have shown every single one, just depending on what clips I got, but I make sure I wipe down all the handles, all the cabinets inside and out, because I just feel like it keeps everything clean and good to go. Also, I'm going to link these earphones down in the description box below. They're $10 on Amazon. Best purchase of my life. I work out every day for about an hour. I clean my kitchen. I'm on my computer. I charge them once every 2 weeks, and that's me using them for about 2 hours per day. They have the best sound quality. I don't want to buy a name brand pair of AirPods. I want to buy something that's like similar but cheap. And these are the best $10 I've ever purchased. I bought a pair for my husband first. He loved them, used them for a few months. So I decided, you know what? I need to get myself a pair. And I've had them for almost 2 months and I love them. I shared them on Instagram. Trust me, if you need a good stocking stuffer for yourself or for someone else, it's the best $10 you're ever going to spend. They're amazing. The other thing I needed to do today was clean off my stove. I've been only doing this once a week. I used to do this every single time after I cooked, but I realized that just wasn't sustainable for me. Sometimes if it's really messy, I'll wipe it down, but if I make pasta or rice, there's always a spillover. And so recently I've only been doing it once a week. I've had to find a more sustainable routine for myself, and I find that if I just spend an hour in my kitchen or a whole hour cleaning my house once a week, I'm much happier than trying to keep up with it every single night. I don't cook every single night. I usually just cook a couple times a week. Sometimes I'll just make like all of our lunches for the week in one day, or sometimes I'll make a bunch of dinners and we'll just kind of eat leftovers, just depending on my personal work schedule. But I did find that like I can't do everything every single day, obviously, but I want to. So this is one of the things that I've just decided, you know what, this will get done once a week. It'll be nice and shiny and bright once a week. And then when I cook on it, if it gets dirty, that's okay. That's just something that I'm just going to have to live with. So I do scrub it down with some Dawn dish soap. I did use Barkeeper's Friend for a long time, and then I couldn't find it for a really long time. And so now I just use Dawn dish soap, my scrubby, and then I clean it up. And I do get questions a lot about my oven. My oven's not dirty, probably because I don't cook meat in it. I'm just being honest. There's a couple spots in here at the bottom. The window needs wiped down, but I don't really clean my oven. I wipe it down usually once a week, just like that. But yeah, that's about all I do. And then I do my grills or grates. What do I know what these are called? Anyways, scrub those down. This is like the most satisfying project in my kitchen is whenever you clean the stovetop. I love it. That and dishes. It's so satisfying because you get instant gratification from the cleaning process, and I just love it so much. And typically we run our dishwasher, I think twice a week. We don't really run it that often because I did get questions in a video once when someone said like, oh, just throw your blender in the dishwasher, and then you're done with it. Well, because I was complaining about doing the washing the blender every single day if I wanted a smoothie. I'm just giving you some back context. Well, that's great, but I only run my dishwasher like once or twice a week. So if I want a smoothie every morning, that doesn't work. Anyways, I love wiping down my sink. I love having a clean sink. I do try to do this every single time we do dishes, just so, you don't have any smell through the garbage disposal and then it's nice and clean. I did get this like sink thing on Amazon. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. My toaster. Let's clean out the toaster. The only thing is, I don't think this toaster has like the pull-out things, so I just like dump it on my counter. We don't use it that much. And then I do wipe down my floors, obviously, so it doesn't really bother me because I haven't done my floors or my countertops yet, so I just dump it out and then throw the crumbs away. And we don't use our toaster that much, so I try to do this at least once a month. And then as far as granite cleaner goes, well, I guess not even granite cleaner, stone cleaner. I have one that I absolutely love from, I think it's 7th generation, but it's always sold out. And then this is probably my second favorite by Method, cleaning-wise. I'm talking cleaning. I do not like how this one smells from Method. First of all, why are you making a green apple scented cleaner? I think that's just disgusting. Like, make it something like, I don't know. I like citrus. I like linen smells, but green apple, oh God, no. But it cleans so well, so I'll just deal with it. But the problem is I have so much quartz in my home, every bathroom, kitchen, shower, so this stuff smells all over my house, and I hate the smell of it. So as soon as that 7th generation one comes back in stock, and I go through my Method cleaner because I bought like a gallon of it on Amazon. I guess I didn't know I was buying a gallon of it, so it'll probably take me like a year and a half to get through it. But the 7th generation one was sold out on Thrive Market. It was sold out on Amazon. So this is what I picked up. And I got the small spray bottle to obviously, put the gallon one in because I'm not going to carry the gallon around. And it's going to take me a while to go through it. But it's the best, I think, cleaning-wise because it really does clean well. But I don't like that green apple scent. Ugh, it's so gross. But we're nearing the end here of this kitchen clean. It took me a little over an hour to clean everything, to declutter everything, and I was really happy with that. Also, a lot of you suggested over on my home channel for the refrigerator to get the wipes, which I 100% will because I love the idea of those. But I've had this cleaner now for a year, and I think I've gone through like 1/100th of the bottle. Like, I am only using 2 sprays a week, so I feel like I'm just not using that much. But as soon as I'm done with it, I will definitely grab the wipes because I love the idea of those. They weren't in stock when I grabbed this either, so I grabbed the spray. But I love that stainless steel cleaner / polisher. I can use it once a week. Fingerprints are low key throughout the week. It gets a little grimy every so often, but I love how it makes my refrigerator look and feel. And then again, just wiping off my island, which is like my second to last thing. I come on and tell you here in a little bit, like, I'm all finished, but we're not. We're not done yet.
That's it. Now that my favorite song came on, I am finished. 1 hour, 15 minutes. I feel really happy about that. Oh, I do have to do the floors and the refrigerator and the pantry. I was talking to my friend Miriam. She is Just Slim here on YouTube. I'll link her channel. Her channel's awesome. And we were talking earlier this week about how we can see like the smallest things in our homes that probably no one else notices. Like, oh my God, that cabinet door has a smudge on it, or that baseboard needs wiped down. I feel like I'm very hyper focused on keeping things really clean. It's both a fault and I guess a trait of goodness. I don't know, it's like a negative and a positive. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope I inspired and motivated you. You propped me up while you were cleaning at home and we were cleaning together. Let me know down in the comments, what were you cleaning? Happy Vlogmas Day 2. I will see you in another video very soon. Bye-bye.